The Art Institute of Chicago is located in Grant Park and was founded in 1879. Today, it's one of the largest and most popular museums in all of Chicago. Museums are often seen as boring or quiet, and the reason for that is the nature of these museums themselves and their effect on visitors. The strict rules and setups of these places change the way you act and think in several ways. Most of these art pieces are displayed and protected as if they're all precious and valuable. This perception created in my mind by the layout and security of the building makes me view these pieces almost like wealth of the past. These artifacts were likely owned by nobles, being used for decoration and personal enjoyment, and such people represented wealth, being the only ones able to attain ownership of such pieces.
I would say that there were parts of the museum that were heavily guarded, such as the language of beauty in African art. I specifically remember that there were security guards in every corner of the exhibit. Unlike the third floor exhibit, where there was not as much security in that section, but the artwork was still protected by a sensor that would go off if you got too close to the art. I believe that specific exhibits and sections of the museum are more guarded because of the artifact in the room, and because the artifacts in the room are more rare and valuable and very old. Yet I didn't get why the ancient Greek section wasn't as guarded or why a lot of sculptures weren't behind glass, which made me wonder whether or not some artifacts are real or under partial or some are partially real.
Being in the presence of others in the museum almost forces you to be more respectful, and in that way it changes how you act. It sways you from being loud or breaking any rules like touching some of the less protected pieces or taking a picture when it's restricted. I'd say this is due to a form of fear, as people we fear being looked down upon or having a negative reputation. So in such a space like the museum, we try to be as respectful as possible around others, avoiding breaking rules or doing anything to tarnish even the perception random people have of you.
Many of these galleries are named after what they're showing, such as the language of beauty in African art, but the Art Institute adds in words to make the viewer get a sense of what's actually going on in the exhibit and the meaning behind these artifacts. A great example is the life and afterlife in ancient Egypt. This helps the viewer understand what they're going to see and the meaning behind it. On top of that, the gallery has a little description of every art piece right next to them so that you truly understand what you are viewing.
And that was our analysis on the Art Institute as an object. Thank you.